All right, good afternoon, everybody. Coach Kevin here, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you really quickly. And what I want to point out is for those of you that are brand new with us or maybe watching us this as a recording, we have a Facebook group that coincides with this meetup. It has the same name. I want to be really rich, and I do not apologize for it. You can go into your own Facebook profile, look for where it says search Facebook, and you can type in, I want to be really rich, and I do not apologize for it. And you can find us that way. The other way you can find us is you can go directly to facebook.com/groups/ I want to be really rich as one word. And when you come join us, you can see that we typically, if we have anything special to announce, it's pinned to the top. And then as we go through here, you can see people's comments and whatnot. And what we do, as long as I remember to hit the record button, which I typically do, we go ahead and record these meetings, and then either the same day or the next day, they'll typically be posted in here. I'm a little bit behind from the last couple of days, but though should be caught up over the weekend, and it should be there before Monday morning. All right. Next thing I want to do is share with you what we're in the middle of going through right now with this group. We are currently, let's see, we are on page 33. All right. I'm going to hit the back button so you can find out where this came from. All right. So we are currently in the process of going through a book called The Science of Getting Rich. The Science of Getting Rich was published in 1910. So it's an older book by a gentleman by the name of Wallace Wattles. And this particular book has had an impact on many people's lives. If you've heard of and the movie or the book, The Secret, that has been written by Rhonda Byrne. So the movie or the book, The Secret, was created by Rhonda Byrne, which has brought a lot of people attention to the law of attraction, or I should say brought the law of attraction to people's attention. It's probably the better way to say it. And has had a huge impact. Matter of fact, I highly recommend the movie and the book. I like the movie the best. However, the book is great too. The book is essentially a transcript of the movie. You could find the movie very easily if you want to watch it sometime on Netflix. The other way you can find it is go to YouTube and type in The Secret movie, and you'll probably find it there. However, the quality of what you find probably won't be as good as watching it in high def on Netflix. So anyhow, I recommend that you do that if you haven't done so. Or if it's been a while since you've watched that movie, I recommend you go watch it again. But anyhow, The Secret, I typed in The Science of Getting Rich PDF and found a version of it. I happen to I've owned the paperback version, Kindle, and even Audible. However, a lot of times when we're going through material, if I find something that is available for free on the internet, I will search it out, find it for you, and we'll use that version of it. That way we can do it together. So that's exactly what I did. I typed in The Science of Getting Rich PDF. I found this, The Science of Getting Rich - The Secret, www.thesecret.tv. I happen to know from past experience that was Rhonda Byrne's website. And when I clicked on it, what came up for me is this, okay? Now we are actually, and I don't even remember exactly what page I told you we were on. Let's try 31. I know it was 30, let's try 32. Probably 33. Here we go. Let's try 33. There we go. That's where we are. I'm going to blow this up bigger so it's easier for you guys to see. We'll blow it up to the big old 250. I believe this will still fit and be as big as we can get it for you guys. Okay. So we've been going through this since the start of the week. This is where we happen to be right now and wanted to share this with you guys because this book has made a huge, huge impact on my life. Not only did it impact Rhonda Byrne, it's because she was given that book by this book, The Science of Getting Rich, by her daughter, that she applied what she learned as well as took her on a path to study other things related to the law of attraction and made up her mind the world needed to understand it. Therefore, she put out the movie, The Secret, and then transcribed it into a book also, okay? And it really has had an impact. There probably have been throughout the world 1 billion+ people who have actually watched that movie from all over the world. So it's creating a greater awareness. For me, I was introduced to the science of getting rich back in 2006 by a gal by the name of Leslie Householder. Leslie Householder was a facilitator and coach for the programs that Bob Proctor put together. Bob Proctor is actually highlighted in the movie and in the book, The Secret, and he's also written his own book, You Were Born Rich. Bob Proctor has actually been in the personal development field now for, this is his 60th year. October 21st of last year was 59 full years. He's in his 60th year. And this July, he's going to turn 87. So he's been doing this for a long time. He trained Leslie, and I received from Leslie the Science of Getting Rich seminar, which obviously this book was in relationship to that. So it was more than just the book. There was a seminar and some additional training and coaching. And I even later on asked Bob Proctor to coach me. And so I hired him to be my coach, and I became a coach and facilitator for his programs. However, just like Leslie, at this point, I'm independent of that. Not because there's anything wrong with Bob Proctor. He's phenomenal, wonderful person. So is his organization. Just sometimes we need to stretch our own wings and do some things. So that's what Leslie has done. That's what I'm doing. But I wanted to kind of give you the lineage or genealogy of how this ended up in my hands. Ended up in my hands in February of 06. And not only in relationship to this book, but it was probably the biggest impact, and the seminar and all this self-study work I did around it afterwards. I studied it deeply for about another 2.5 months, and my income went from an average of $5,000 to $6,000 a month, all the way up to an average of about $50,000 a month in a very short period of time. So it is a book that I feel is worthwhile as a foundation. It does give an actual process to manifesting money and wealth in your life. And right now we are on chapter 4. I believe this is chapter 4 or 5, whatever chapter it is. It's not numbered in here, but it is one of my very favorites. Matter of fact, if you are ever stuck in life and you don't know what to do, I recommend you pull this book out and read this chapter. No matter what it is you are stuck on in life when you don't know what to do, pull this book out and read this chapter on gratitude. And I'm going to read it out loud to you guys right now. I'll add commentary where I feel it might be helpful and appropriate. And then what we will do is we will have about 10 to 15 minutes towards the end of our meeting for you guys to share what you want to share and ask whatever questions you like to ask. Gratitude. Again, one of my very favorites. The illustrations given in the last chapter. So I do recommend, if you haven't been with us, that you go download this book and get caught up, because there's important stuff that's already been shared with us and taught to us. The illustrations given in the last chapter will have conveyed to the reader the fact that the first step toward getting rich is to convey the idea of your wants to formless substance. This is true, and you will see that in order to do so, it becomes necessary to relate yourself to the formless intelligence in a harmonious way. To secure this harmonious relation is a matter of such primary and vital importance that I shall give some space to its discussion here and give you instructions which, if you will follow them, will be certain to bring you into perfect unity of mind with God. The whole process of mental adjustment and atonement can be summed up in one word: gratitude. First, you need to believe that there is one intelligent substance from which all things proceed. It'll be referred to as formless substance in here, intelligent substance, thinking substance. Words that might be more recognizable to you would be energy and or matter, M-A-T-T-E-R. Second, you believe that this substance gives you everything you desire. And third, you relate yourself to it by a feeling of deep and profound gratitude. Many people who order their lives rightly in all other ways are kept in poverty by their lack of gratitude. Having received one gift from God, hey, got something cool, they cut the wires which connect them with Him by failing to make acknowledgement. It just must be coincidence, or it must be according to my hard work. I did it, I did it, I did it, instead of recognizing where it really came from. It is easy to understand that the nearer that we live to the source of wealth, the more wealth we shall receive. And it is easy also to understand that the soul, so our spirit, that is always grateful, lives in closer touch with God than one which never looks to him in thankful acknowledgement. Again, we think we did it all. The more gratefully we fix our minds on the Supreme when good things come to us, the more good things we will receive, and the more rapidly they will come. And the reason simply is that the mental attitude of gratitude draws the mind into closer touch with the source from which the blessings come. If this is a new thought to you, that gratitude brings your whole mind into closer harmony with the creative energies of the universe, consider it well, and you will see that it is true. The good things you already have come to you along the line of obedience to certain laws, whether you understood them or not. Gratitude will lead your mind out along the ways by which things come, and it will keep you in close harmony with creative thought and prevent you from falling into competitive thought. Gratitude alone can keep you looking toward the all and preventing you from falling into the error of thinking the supply is limited. And to do that would be fatal to your hopes. There is a law of gratitude, and it is absolutely necessary that you should observe the law if you are to get the results you seek. The law of gratitude is the natural principle that action and reaction are always equal and in opposite directions. The grateful outreaching of your mind in thankful praise to the Supreme is a liberation or expenditure of force. It cannot fail to reach that to which it is addressed, and the reaction is an instantaneous movement towards you. Let me repeat this. The grateful outreaching of your mind in thankful praise to the Supreme is a liberation or expenditure of force. It cannot fail to reach that to which it is addressed, and the reaction is an instantaneous movement towards you. Draw nigh unto God, and he will draw nigh unto you. That is a statement of psychological truth. And if your gratitude is strong and constant, the reaction in formless substance will be strong and continuous. The movement of things you want will always be toward you. Notice the grateful attitude that Jesus took, how he always seems to be saying, I thank thee, Father, that thou hearest me. You cannot exercise much power without gratitude, for it is gratitude that keeps you connected with power. But the value of gratitude does not consist solely in getting you more blessings in the future. Without gratitude, you cannot long keep from dissatisfied thought regarding things as they are. The moment you permit your mind to dwell with dissatisfaction upon things as they are, you begin to lose ground. Let me repeat that. The moment you permit, okay, you're the one permitting this to happen. The moment you permit your mind, it's your mind, not somebody else's, to dwell with dissatisfaction upon things as they are, who loses ground? You do. You begin to lose ground. You fix attention upon the common, the ordinary, the poor, and the squalid and mean. And your mind takes the form of these things. So that is what you are visualizing. That is what is happening. That's the picture on your mind, which is creating a feeling, which is creating a vibration, which is the message you're sending out to God in the universe. And that is what is going to get reflected back to you in the form of what manifests in your life. Then you will transmit these forms or mental images to the formless, and the common, the poor, the squalid, and the mean will come to you. To permit your mind to dwell upon the inferior is to become inferior, and to surround yourself with inferior things. On the other hand, To fix your attention on the best is to surround yourself with the best and to become the best. The creative power within us makes us into the image of that to which we give our attention. Let me repeat that. The creative power within us makes us into the image of that to which we are giving our attention. We are thinking substance, and thinking substance always takes the form of that which it thinks about. The grateful mind is constantly fixed upon the best. Therefore, it tends to become the best. It takes the form or character of the best and will receive the best. Also, faith is born of gratitude. The grateful mind continually expects good things, and expectation becomes faith. The reaction of gratitude upon one's own mind produces faith. And every outgoing wave of grateful thanksgiving increases faith. So think about that for a bit. If you are lacking in faith and belief, here is a formula, right? Faith is born of gratitude. The grateful mind continually expects good things because you're focusing on the good things that you already have. And expectation becomes faith. You're expecting more good things. It's increasing your faith that more good things will come. The reaction of gratitude upon one's own mind. It's the reaction of gratitude upon your own mind that produces that faith. And every outgoing wave of grateful thanksgiving increases faith. He who has no feeling of gratitude cannot long retain a living faith. And without a living faith, you cannot get rich by the creative method, as we shall see in the following chapters. It is necessary, then, to cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you and to give thanks continuously. So, not just from time to time, and to give thanks continuously. It is necessary, then, to cultivate the habit of being grateful for every good thing that comes to you and to give thanks continuously. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. Even maybe the stuff that you didn't want. If you take it the right way, it contributed to your advancement. You've learned something. And because all things have contributed to your advancement, you should include all things in your gratitude. And it gives you more things to be grateful for when you're coming up with that list of things to be grateful for. Do not waste time thinking or talking about the shortcomings or wrong actions of plutocrats or trust magnates. Their organization of the world has made your opportunity, and all you get really comes to you because of them. They were a part of the creation process. Do not rage against corrupt politicians. Ooh. If it were not for politicians, we should fall into anarchy, and your opportunity would be greatly lessened. God has worked a long time and very patiently, definitely much more patiently than we tend to be. God has worked a long time and very patiently to bring us up to where we are in industry and government. And he's going right on with his work. There's not the least doubt that he will do away with plutocrats, trust magnates, captains of industry, and politicians as soon as they can be spared. But in the meantime, behold, they're all very good. Remember that they are all helping to arrange the lines of transmission along the way which your riches will come to you, and be grateful to them all. This will bring you into harmonious relations with the good in everything, and the good in everything will move toward you. All right. Thinking in a certain way. Turn back to chapter 6 and read again the story of the man who formed a mental image of his house, and you'll get a fair idea of the initial step toward getting rich. You must form a clear and definite mental picture of what you want. Actually, you know what? We are going to wait to go into this chapter. I know normally we go through more, than that, but we're going to do things a little different. I would like, let's see. Okay, we're not a big group. That's totally fine. I would like participation from everyone though that is here. And I would like you to state, you might want to start writing them down right now if you haven't already, or if you can come up with them off the top of your head. I would like each person that's on the call today to share and state at least 10 things that you're grateful for and share those with the group. So we have Karen, we have Paula, we have Rika, sorry, Takira, and is that Pia? Yes. So we're going to start with Karen. Are you available to talk with us, Karen?
She's still writing.
That's okay. Anybody willing to go? You don't have to write them all down. You might have 10 in your head.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
I'll start.
Okay.
It's just in my head. I'm grateful for my apartment. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my strength. I'm grateful for my energy. I'm grateful for my finances. I'm grateful for my happiness. I'm grateful for my dad. I'm grateful for my business. And I'm grateful for this group and you.
Thank you. That was very nice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Who would like to go next?
Okay, I'll go.
Yes, you may.
Okay, I'm grateful for God and my parents for giving me great health and great upbringing. I'm grateful for my original country who taught me how to be perseverant. I'm grateful for America for allowing me to grow. I'm grateful for my husband and my family for sustaining me. I'm grateful for my the things that I achieved and the people that helped me to achieve that. And I'm grateful for this class that's really enlightening. And so that's what I think so far.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. And how do you pronounce your first name?
Pia.
Pia. Okay, cool. Thank you, Pia, for sharing with us. Appreciate that. All right. Who's ready to go next?
Okay, I'm ready.
Awesome. Go for it.
I couldn't get to you before. It was just strange. Anyhow, yeah. Hubby, my husband, my daughter, my son, my friends, my health, my home, my optimistic attitude, mostly, my kitty, my car. I'm sure there's a lot of other things, and finding out about the art of attraction.
Awesome. Your kidney, huh? So is there something, any
Kitty.
story around that?
Kitty. Oh no, kid.
Oh,
My
kitty.
kitty, not kitty. Kitty,
Oh.
kitty.
Okay. I thought maybe you'd had a transplant or something. And
I hope my kidney is okay.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen. Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right,
Somebody
go
else
for
ahead
it.
of the mirror. I'm ready.
Go
All
for it.
right. I'm grateful for God and being a Christian. I'm grateful for the gift of salvation. And then I'm grateful for family and friends and good friendships. I'm grateful for my stepsister. She's helped me out a lot financially. I'm grateful for my dogs, and I've got plenty of dog food from another friend who's helped me supply with dog food. Grateful I have a warm house. I'm grateful I have electricity
Yeah,
and warm and hot water, you know, after what we've been through, that I didn't have busted pipes. And I'm grateful for my new career. I'm grateful for this group. I'm grateful that my career has the potential of me making millions, even at my age of 62. I'm grateful for that. I can still make millions of dollars and get connected to the right people. And God's going to connect me to the right people. I
awesome.
think, yeah, that's what I believe.
Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for sharing.
You
Okay,
bet.
Rika, you ready? Or did you disappear?
I was counting.
Okay.
First, I'm really grateful for this group that you put together, Kevin. I'm glad that it came into your heart to do this. I was very happy to experience spending the holidays with you and the group. It was really special. I'll always remember that. I'm grateful for the marketing team I'm involved with and part of. I'm very grateful for all my friends. I don't have a ton of friends, but all my friends are really good friends and good people. I
think you hit the mute button, maybe. Yeah, you muted yourself.
I'm sorry, it
That's
did
okay.
it on its
So
own.
it was your friends. So whatever you were
I'm
saying
very
after your friends.
grateful. I'm very grateful that I have not many friends, but I have good friends.
Awesome.
I'm very grateful for my family. I have a small family, but I know that they're there for me as I'm there for them. And I'm very close to my sister. I'm very grateful that I live in a small and quiet area. I just enjoy that a lot. I have excellent health, and I'm really grateful for that. It wasn't always that way. I'm grateful that I had the opportunity when I was young to travel and live in different places. I'm grateful I always had good types of employment. I've never had difficulties in employment, but I never wanted to be an employee. So I'm grateful that I did have good experiences in it. I'm very grateful for the church and the members of the church here in this valley. It's one of the things that made me want to stay here.
Awesome. Everybody freeze. I'm moving. So I heard, and it could be my end. I heard, remember, you're the church, and that's one of the reasons you wanted to be in that area.
Yes, I'm very grateful that I'm here and I'm a part of the church here. I'm just really grateful for life, just God and the life He's given us, and the opportunities that He brings good people together like this group. Very grateful for that.
Awesome. Awesome. So I shut my video off. That way I could get a little bit better bandwidth. So cool. Thank you, all of you, for taking the time to share what you're grateful for. And hopefully that's a practice that you have on a daily basis. I mean, you don't have to tell any of us necessarily. However, it is a very good practice to do on a daily basis. I remember watching a video that Oprah shared, and she started doing a gratitude list early on. And she attributes much of her success to having done that. Now, here's an interesting thing too that she said. She had, great success. And then there was a period of time she got out of the habit of doing her gratitude again. no special reason. But what she noticed is things got more difficult and her wealth even started deteriorating. Now, because she had so much, it went down by hundreds of millions, but it never went to zero, right? Because she caught it before it hit zero. But she's like, what is going on? It's like, oh, what have I not, what did I do or am I doing? It's like, oh, it's not it's what I'm not doing. And so she got back into the habit of doing it, and it very quickly turned around, and ever since then she hasn't skipped doing it, right? So just again, it's one of those things that if we don't know what to do, we should do it anyway every day. But if we're ever in a position where we're stuck, right? If we're ever stuck, think of gratitude as the ultimate way to get unstuck from anything. It may take a little bit of time because it's got to be a feeling of gratitude. And when we're not feeling particularly good, right? So we may just be saying the words, but when we're feeling and expressing the gratitude, it always will put us in the right vibration. Therefore, if we're stuck, we're always going to get unstuck. And if we're doing well, we're going to do even better. But whenever you feel like, what do I do? If you're ever in that, what do I do? Go pull out a piece of paper, pick at least, write down at least 10. You know what? If it takes it, go write 100. Might take it a while. But your brain can't focus on everything that you're grateful for and stay upset at the same time. It just can't. It'll increase your faith. It'll remind you how good God has been already. And it'll help you realize that there's more help on the way. And it's not that God's away from us. We distanced ourselves. God never goes away from us. We're the ones who put the distance. And we put the distance in vibration. Not like he's this far away and I'm that close or what. The distance is a vibrational distance. That's all it is.
Kevin?
Yes.
Oh, I just wanted to say that I don't necessarily, sometimes I think at night, what I'm grateful for, because that's probably a good thing to do, but I usually do it right at that moment. And it can be little things like, for me, sometimes if I'm in a busy area, first of all, if I find my way appears for me, and I'm always happy about that. So I usually try to get it out of the way right away, so it happens me throughout the day.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the ultimate way to do it, right? And what I love that Wallace Wattles is sharing is, hey, yeah, we should. That's what happens is we forget to say thanks when we receive something. That's always the best time. Oh. Actually, the best time when we're asking for something to say thanks is before we receive it.
That's you got to get in a pattern. I believe everything's learned in a pattern, and
yeah.
Once you're in the pattern, it's easy.
Yeah, and then
you can learn a lot more things if you do it by patterning too. I'm sorry, didn't mean to stop you.
No, you're correct. It is that would be the next part, right? You're good at jumping into. So now when I do ask for something, feel the same way Jesus did, right? I'm grateful that you're already got this covered. I'm just asking because you told me to. I know if I do ask, it's going to happen. So I don't have to concern myself if it's going to happen or not. I'm just going to ask because you told me to ask, not because I'm selfish. You asked me to ask. And that's what God is really saying to us. He's asking us to ask. And he would like us to, not for his benefit per se, not for pride or ego, but because of what it does to our own programming, it increases our faith. That's why he wants us to be grateful. So we ask for something, we're grateful as if we've already received it. And then when we receive it, we're grateful again. We acknowledge where it came from. It increases our faith that God's going to do it again for us. And again, and over and over and over again, right? But however, because not all of us have always the best time in life every single day, we can still utilize this thing of gratitude to put us back on track. Which is awesome. It's cool that we can be forgiven. It's cool we can ask to be forgiven for mistakes and things we've done. It's cool that we can ask for help to forgive ourselves. And it's cool that we can go out there and be grateful for things that haven't even happened yet. But you know what? If we have to go back to the past to bring up that good feeling, then go back to the past. It doesn't even matter how far you go back or what it is. It just has to be something you're truly grateful for. And it'll bring you into that vibration all over again that you want to be in, so that things smooth out for you. So anytime you have a tough time, try and make this the next thing you think to go do. I'm having maybe a little challenge. I'm going to go spend time thinking of things I'm grateful for, because that will help me connect with God. That'll help increase my faith, and that'll smooth my life out. Cool. Any additional questions or comments before we go? I know this is a little bit shorter right now. We're also a slightly smaller group, which is totally cool. If you got anything to ask, okay. Or if not, I will see you guys on Monday. It's up to you guys.
There was that one sentence I wanted some clarification.
Okay.
Up in the, it was before the paragraph on grateful. Oh, you were reading it and then you said, I'm going to repeat it.
Okay, let's see if I can. Let me see where we were. Okay, so.
Let's see. I was going to ask for some clarification on that.
All right.
Okay, let's see.
See if I can find it.
Okay.
Was it before talking about politicians and trust magnets and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay.
There's something you repeated.
We are thinking something.
And also
Make an image of that.
Substance, creative power. Before that.
Okay.
Before the creative power. Before that. Before that. It was right towards the beginning.
Okay. The expenditure of force.
It was the first, let's see, there's a law of gratitude is absolutely. It was a short sentence. It was a sentence.
It was a sentence.
It was a sentence. It wasn't a paragraph. It was a sentence.
Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay, this is true, and you will see that in order to secure this harmonious relationship. Intelligent substance, which all things proceed second to believe. And keep going. The more gratefully we fix our minds on the supreme. And to do that would be fatal to your hopes. Okay, there is a law of gratitude. And so these are the laws that Bob Proctor talks about, right? Are these some of the laws that he talks about?
Gratitude's one of those, yeah.
Okay.
But essentially, yeah, we have to have a grateful heart and a grateful mind, or we will naturally become Now, dissatisfaction is not a bad thing, because that means we know there's more.
It's a purpose.
Okay,
yeah.
We know there's more for us, but we can get drawn into. I've watched this happen. It's kind of sad. You guys don't know who this is. But there's
That's
somebody
correct.
there's somebody that I coached, and we did one-on-one coaching. We did half a year, then we did another half a year, and things turned out really well for him. Financially, his income rose by more than 6 figures. So in addition to what he already been earning, and relationship wise, he ended up meeting someone and actually getting married. So, I mean, he pretty much everything he was wanting to do happened for him. And then he got focused on COVID and the election. He got focused on the whole wearing a mask thing. And he got focused on, you know, the politicalness of the election and the way things were turning out and all this stuff.
Oh dear.
Yeah. And what I
Oh.
watched happen to him so far is watched him take a decline in his life because he's not grateful any longer.
Mm-mm.
He's focused on the wrong stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm, you know, and I'm being nice, and maybe he'll come around, maybe he won't. But I'm,
Mm.
you know, but I can tell, I can just, and I don't follow too much, just by what he posts on Facebook, I can tell exactly where he's at. So I know why he's having troubles that he's having because of his focus.
Right.
You lose gratitude and you kind of lose everything
Right.
because of your focus.
Especially when, yeah.
You can't
Especially when you focus on those two things.
Yeah. And they're really not as big of a deal as the world and society want to make out of it,
Mm-mm.
unless we make it a big deal.
Right.
Because who's president or not president doesn't determine our wealth and our lifestyle
No.
and everything else. And whether COVID exists or not doesn't determine whether we're going to get it or not.
No.
And I've had people in my family that, not in my immediate family, my wife's mom or grandma, who's in her 80s, she got it and she recovered just fine.
Good for her.
My mom was concerned about it. So right after she got her first vaccination, a few days later, she got it. You're like, it sounds bad that I'm laughing, but I just talked to her the other day. She'll be fine. Food doesn't taste very good to her right now. That's her biggest.
Oh, bless her heart.
But
Terrible.
the point is, there was a focus there, and there was too much of a focus.
Yeah, yeah.
So it happened, but also my mom, thank goodness, her thoughts about herself are relatively healthy. So she just had to catch it but she wasn't so concerned that it's taken her out forever. And it's like, yeah, okay. I knew she was going to be fine. She knows she's going to be fine. She didn't even have to go through it, but she was thinking about it too much and trying very hard to avoid it.
Wow.
Spending more time thinking about how to avoid it than thinking about health.
I agree. I love this. I'm glad you said this. This is important. The people who think too much about it are the ones that are going to get it.
Yeah. So, but again, even if you get it, it's then what is your belief going forward from there too? You know, are you going to be fine? Are you not? Are you healthy? And
Yeah.
For my mom, it's mostly an inconvenience.
Yes. And that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay. So
Okay.
I'm going to let you guys go. I will see you Monday. I've got to go pick something up, and in about
Okay.
10 minutes, it'll take me about 7 minutes to get there. So thank you for spending the time.
Thank
with me
you.
today, and I'll see
Wonderful.
you guys on Monday.
See you Monday.
All right.
Thank
Have
you.
a good
Goodbye.
weekend, you guys.